What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan and I'm BMax45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have our review for the first couple episodes of Daredevil Born Again on Disney+. This is the new Daredevil series that kind of continues on from the Netflix adaptation. And, we missed the chance to do the reaction on the trailer. I kind of got, I forgot this was coming and just missed it and kind of missed the trailer. And I was like, whatever, I'm not going to review the trailer. Let's just have a reaction to the trailer. Let's just watch the series. So I just watched the series a couple days ago, the first two episodes, and we're going to give our, review reaction, try to be light on spoilers with it, and just going to talk about how we feel about the series so far and how Disney's doing with the series now that they have it away from Netflix. These shows are always something that's the Netflix one is beloved by many people. It was one of seen as one of the most accurate comic book TV series ever. They also had the Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and the Defenders series, which weren't as popular, although Jessica Jones did have a lot of popularity in comparison to the other ones, but Daredevil being the most popular one. So this is a series that people are really, excited, but very cautious, especially with Disney's track record with their Marvel series. They've been quite hit or miss. Same with Star Wars, has been quite hit or miss. So we're going to go into it. We're going to talk about it now and just and give our kind of impressions on these first two episodes of Daredevil Born Again. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, we can see here we got some information here. Daredevil Born Again, IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. You're seeing 85% Rotten Tomatoes, 9 out of 10 IMDb. So it's tracking very well. I enjoyed it immensely. The first two episodes are really good, kind of return to form. You get a lot of action at the very beginning, a really cool fight sequence. It kind of brings you back to that hallway scene in the first season and stuff like that. And I think they were trying to kind of recapture a little bit of the magic from that, and that was actually really, really well done. Daredevil, there's a big tragic loss at the beginning of the series. It really kind of sets the tone for the series, and kind of leaves Matt Murdock in this broken state. And you have the Kingpin too, trying to figure out who he is after the events of Echo, which were not exactly necessarily good events. The events of Echo did not play well with viewers. Both Hawkeye and Echo kind of ruined the serious tone and just ruthless tone of the Kingpin from the Netflix series, and so they're actually trying to take back a little bit of that in this series, but still mentioning those two things is not going to help you. There's a really cool conversation at the end of the first episode between Kingpin and Matt Murdock, and basically it was kind of Wilson Fisk, really, and they're kind of basically basically Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock are the masks that Daredevil and Kingpin wear, and they're basically saying, don't let me see your real self. And so it was a really kind of cool conversation, very well done. The dialogue is really well put together and just really interesting. I actually really liked it so far. We've got Karen Page back. We got Foggy Nelson back. We even had Bullseye back in the first episode. You can see here on the thing Frank Castle's supposed to make an appearance, whether it's flashback or something else. So that's actually really cool, because it'd be cool to really have the Punisher back in this series. And I wonder if any of these other Netflix series like the Punisher, that was one that was actually really well received. Season 1 and 2, the Punisher, I think probably did better. Maybe not. I don't know how it did on comparison with Jessica Jones, but it definitely did at least it did probably as well as Jessica Jones, if not better. I think it probably did better than both Luke Cage and Ironheart. But yeah, it's a really good show so far. The Born Again thing is funny because in season 3 they did the Born Again arc, so they've already done Born Again. So this is Born Again, I guess. But just a cool title for, I guess, they wanted to use for the show. But the dark tone is definitely there that we knew and loved from the Netflix series. We'll have to see how this goes on because we only have 2 episodes, and I don't know how many there's supposed to be in this season. I think it's probably like 8 to 10. If Disney's usually around 8, 6 to 8, but somewhere in there. We'll have to wait and see. But as this continues on, what we're going to get out of the show, and I mean Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio just hit it out of the park like always. Charlie Cox's portrayal of Matt Murdock is so good, and same with Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin. It's just a magical combination. They work so well together. They carry this whole show on their backs because there's a lot of new characters that are coming in, and haven't really made a name for themselves yet. They're just kind of there, and they're new characters, and you could have them all gone and you'd be like, whatever. But these 2 characters really carry it on his back. The interactions between Wilson Fisk and his wife, and how like he's kind of gone away and dealt with the things that happened to him, and now he's back and he wants to be the mayor of New York, and he wants his wife to kind of basically not get into too much trouble as she's been leading his criminal organization, and they're estranged and stuff like that. And then Matt getting over the loss of a person that was important to him. It's all really basic stuff, and they also mix in like the courtroom drama portion of it because they have a new character, White Tiger, who has an incident when he's not wearing his super suit, just trying to help a guy out on his platform. Ends up accidentally, a cop ends up accidentally going and getting hit by a train, but he didn't know they were cops. He thought they were just thugs beating up on somebody, and now they're basically trying to frame it like he just attacked them, and Matt has to look for the guy that got away from the train station platform so that he can provide an alibi for Hector, who is actually the superhero White Tiger. And of course, Matt, with his abilities, he knows that Hector is telling the truth, but he's hiding something. So that's where he gets the White Tiger thing. And so it'll be it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this plays out. Of course, at the end of the episode, the end of the second episode, Matt ends up following the crooked cops and getting to the witness before the cops do, and then he gets the guy out and stays in the apartment, and they come in and they start beating the crap out of him, and then they're gonna try and kill him, and so he kind of he's like, please, don't do it, and then he just unloads and beats the crap out of them, and so that's just really interesting because it's just kind of that fight or flight moment where he kind of gives into his nature, and kind of sets us up for episode 3, whatever's going to happen in there. So the kind of the mix between the courtroom drama, the kind of finding yourself, who you really are between Matt Murdock and Kingpin, both kind of searching for what they want in life, as well as the combination between that, the courtroom drama, and the actual superhero show with the action-packed combat and stuff like that it's really good. I'm really happy with what they did. One thing I wasn't happy with is Matt's attempt to kill, in the first episode, he throws Bullseye off the roof. And I've always been like a superhero that is someone who just says, no, I'm not going to kill. I kind of hate when they try to pull that, like, oh, now he's going to be a killer. Now, of course, Bullseye survives, which makes it a little less bad, but it's still the intention of trying to kill him that really, you cross a line. And I think that's what they're going for. He crossed a line, and now he has to get back to who he was, or be changed by it forever. So we'll have to wait and see if he gets that redemption that he wants, that forgiveness that he always searches for, being someone of a Catholic faith that Matt Murdock is. We'll have to wait and see if he gets that redemption or if he falls further into madness. So, it's 2 episodes in, and we'll have to see what happens with the rest, and we'll keep doing this here. Maybe we'll do a halfway review if it's getting really, really good, and we'll see how things go. But Daredevil Born Again is pretty good so far. I would recommend watching it. There's a lot worse things. Acolyte on Disney Plus, and it's nice to have something that's decent for once. And hey, I'm excited for Andor next month, so maybe we're gonna have some good months of D+. I mean, that would be cool, guys. I think that would be awesome. But looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.